Welcome back to BI23. Today we're talking about AI in bioinformatics. What's real, what's overhyped, and most importantly, how you can learn to use it so you stay ahead of it, both in working and in thinking. We'll bust three big myths, then I'll give you a clear phase-by-phase roadmap, the real tools to use, the mindset shift that changes everything, and a first-week action plan you can start today. Let's get into it. Before we jump into anything, I want you to pause for just 5 seconds and honestly ask yourself, have you ever actually opened AlphaFold? Have you run a single bioinformatics pipeline? Because your answer genuinely changes how you should watch this video. If you've never opened a bioinformatics tool in your life, this roadmap is your starting gun. If you've done some tutorials but never touched real data, the second half of this video is specifically for you. And if you're already using tools but you're not sure how to think critically about what they're giving you, stay for phase 3. That's where things get interesting. Okay, now let's bust some myths. Part 1. Myth busting. Myth 1. I will replace bioinformaticians. Reality. It's making the role more important, not less. A bioinformatician published in Nature that when he ran AI-generated analyses on his own data, the results were full of errors. Confidently produced, no warnings. His conclusion? Someone with deep biological knowledge has to validate these outputs. That's you, the future bioinformatician. AI is powerful at pattern recognition, but biology is messy and contextual. Bad data in, confident wrong answer out. You hold the wheel. Myth 2. AlphaFold solved all of biology. Reality. It solved protein structure, prediction. Biology has thousands of unsolved problems. AlphaFold is genuinely one of the greatest scientific achievements of our time. 200 million protein structures, Nobel Prize in 2024, used by over 3 million researchers. But it predicts static structures. It doesn't tell you how a protein moves, misfolds, or actually behaves with a drug inside a living cell. Researchers had to build AF2RAVE, combining AlphaFold with physics simulations, just to make it useful for drug design. AlphaFold opened a door. Biology is still a whole building. Myth 3. You need to be an ML expert to use these tools. Reality. The barrier has dropped dramatically. Access is more open than ever. The AlphaFold database, you type a protein name, hit search, get a 3D structure, free, no code required. 2 Turkish undergrad students taught themselves structural biology during COVID using AlphaFold tutorials. They've published 15 research papers. No formal ML training. Deep Variant, Google's AI variant caller, runs on a single command, costs around $11 per genome on cloud, and outperforms traditional tools significantly. Open source. You don't need to build these tools. You need to understand your biology well enough to use and question them. That's the real skill. Now, before we get into the roadmap, I have to call out the most common mistake people in exactly your position make. They spend months doing tutorials and never touch real data. They finish a course and feel productive. They watch videos like this one and feel inspired. But they haven't actually done bioinformatics. They've learned about bioinformatics. That's a completely different thing. Here's the fix. Before you finish phase 1 of this roadmap, pick one publicly available dataset from NCBI or ENA and do something with it. Anything. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be publishable, just real. That one step, working with real, messy, unstructured data, is what separates people who learn bioinformatics from people who learn about bioinformatics. Remember that. Part 2. The AI Learning Roadmap. Phase 1. Fix your foundation, month 1 to 2. Most people jump straight into AI tools and get completely lost. Don't do that. 3 things you need solid before you touch any AI tool. 1. Biology basics. Central dogma, genomics, what sequencing data actually looks like. If you can't read the data, you can't validate the AI output. 2. Python. Specifically, Pandas, NumPy, and BioPython. You just need to load data, manipulate it, run a script. 3. Statistics. This gets skipped the most, and it's the most dangerous gap. Probability, distributions, p-values, false discovery rates. AI in genomics gives you probabilistic outputs, and if you don't understand stats, you'll misinterpret results. Phase 2. Learn the real tools, month 3 to 5. Now you actually touch AI. In this specific order, start with AlphaFold. Go to the EBI database, search proteins you already know biologically. Explore the PLDDT confidence scores. Learn what high confidence versus low confidence actually means. This teaches you AI tool literacy without any coding. Then do deep variant. Run it on a public dataset from NCBI. Compare its output to GATK. Ask yourself, where do they agree? Where do they differ? Why? This is where you stop trusting tools blindly and start thinking critically. Then learn basic ML concepts, but in a biology context. Coursera's Genomic Data Science Specialization. Focus on: what is training data? What is overfitting? Why does data quality matter? You're not building models, just understanding them. Then try Scampi for single-cell RNA-seq, Python-based, great docs. See where AI handles cell type annotation and where a biologist still has to make the final call. That boundary is everything. Phase 3. Think ahead of AI, month 6 plus. This is the part nobody talks about, and it's what will actually separate you. Read the papers behind the tools. Every major tool, AlphaFold, Deep Variant, Splice AI, has a published paper. Read the methods, the limitations. When you know a tool's weaknesses from its own paper, you're already thinking at a level above most users. Learn explainable AI, XAI. This is emerging in bioinformatics right now. SHAP values, attention maps, feature importance. These let you ask, why did the model predict this? Not just, what did it predict? Bioinformaticians who can interpret model decisions are incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. Get comfortable with failure modes. Learn what AI hallucination looks like in a biological context, a confidently wrong protein interaction, a variant call that makes no evolutionary sense. Build the habit of cross-validating AI output with experimental data or published literature. And follow the frontier. Subscribe to BioRxiv alerts for bioinformatics and machine learning. Follow DeepMind's biology team, the Broad Institute, EMBL-EBI. People who read preprints stay 6 to 12 months ahead of people who only watch YouTube. The red flag checklist. Now here's something I want to give you that nobody really talks about. Every single time you start using a new AI tool in bioinformatics, run through this checklist in your head. 1. What was it trained on? Does my organism, tissue type, or data type actually match that training data? 2. What year was the training data from? Genomics databases grow every year. Older training sets can miss entire gene families. 3. Has it been benchmarked on data similar to mine? Not just on the fancy curated datasets they used in the paper. 4. Is there a published paper or just a GitHub repo with no documentation? Publication means peer review. GitHub alone means trust but verify. 5. What do the authors themselves say it's not good for? The limitations section of a paper is often the most honest part of it. Run this checklist every single time. It takes 2 minutes, and it will save you from building entire analyses on top of an AI tool that was never designed for your data. The mindset shift. Here's the real secret that ties everything together. The people who get left behind? They treat AI as a black box. Data goes in, results come out, done. The people who stay ahead? They treat AI like a very smart collaborator they're always slightly skeptical of. They always ask, what was this trained on? Does my data match that? What does a wrong answer look like here? That combination of AI tool fluency plus critical scientific thinking is genuinely rare right now. And that's exactly the gap you can fill. The confidence gap. I want to name something that almost everyone in bioinformatics experiences, but nobody talks about. The confidence gap. Here's what it looks like. You follow a tutorial step by step. Everything works. You feel like you understand it. Then you try to apply it to your own real data, and you feel completely, utterly lost. Error after error. Nothing makes sense. And your brain immediately goes, I'm not smart enough for this. Maybe bioinformatics isn't for me. I'm telling you right now, that feeling is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're learning. Every single bioinformatician has lived in that gap. The difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't intelligence. It's the willingness to sit in the discomfort, read the error message carefully, and work through it one step at a time. The confidence gap is real, and the only way through it is through it. Okay, I don't want this to be another video you watch, feel good about, and then do nothing with. So here is your exact action plan for this week. Not someday. This week. Day 1, go to alphafold.ebi.ac.uk. Search a protein you've heard of. Insulin, hemoglobin, BRCA1, anything. Look at the 3D structure. Look at the PLD-DT confidence scores. The color coding shows you where the prediction is reliable and where it isn't. That's it. 15 minutes. Done. Day 3. Find one published paper that used deep variant or AlphaFold in its methods. Read just the methods section and the results section. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. You're building the habit of reading primary research, not just watching videos about it. Day 7. Go to biorexiv.org. Set up an email alert for bioinformatics and machine learning. 3 minutes. From that point forward, new research lands in your inbox before it lands anywhere else. That's what following the frontier actually looks like. Small, specific, achievable, that's your week. Before I end this video, I want to be honest with you about one thing. This roadmap assumes you already have some biology background. If you're coming purely from a coding background with zero biology, Phase 1 is going to take you longer. And that's completely fine. The roadmap is a direction, not a deadline. Nobody goes from zero to publishing in 3 months. Anyone who tells you that is selling something. What you can do in 3 months is build a foundation strong enough that every tool you touch after that starts to make sense. And that's actually everything. And a little sneak peek. In the next video, we are diving into AlphaFold. What it actually is, why it exists and why it changed everything, how to use it step by step, and how to interpret the data it gives you. Because getting a result and actually understanding it are two very different things. So if you want to be notified the moment that drops, hit the bell. That's it for today. If this video helped, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which phase are you in right now? And when are you going to start learning AI? If you have any video requests, drop them in the comments too. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.